Good life. Here we are.
All right. Oh, we're live? Oh, hey. There's normally a countdown to let us know we're live. So you might have heard Ed killing out the phlegm out of his throat. But let's welcome you back to another episode of Muscle Matters. We shut down for the holidays, Ed. Hope you had a wonderful holidays. Hope everybody out there had a wonderful holidays. And I don't like using the word for holidays. I hope you had a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Absolutely.
So I hope everything was great there. We're working with a new producer tonight. So if you hear me asking questions, because we're working with a new guy in the back. So are we running to the banner or are we running straight through? I said, are we running a banner or are we going straight through? All right. Well, this is the part where the banner comes up, and we'll tell you we'll be right back with Muscle Matters. Welcome back to another episode of Muscle Matters.
Hi, Steve.
Hi, Ed.
Merry Christmas,
Merry Christmas. It's been a while.
It's been a while.
I think we did like Turkey Day.
Yes.
And we skipped the holidays. I think we might have had I think we only had like one episode because they went out of town, and then we went right into the Christmas, holidays, and then we right into the New Year's. Right. And we're going to keep this one on the New Year's New You resolutioners out there. I mean, what did we come up with last week? Dearest producer, what did we come up with the last time we talked about the New Year's resolution was started back in like the Stone Ages?
Yeah.
We thought it was a marketing ploy, but it was actually something
BC.
That was started a long time ago. So it's not a marketing ploy. It's been going on for a while. So Ed, I think one of the biggest mistakes people make when they do these New Year's New You resolutions, I think they aim for the moon.
The goals, it's not that the goal is too big.
I don't want to use unrealistic because it's kind of condescending, but
it's not unrealistic. It's the goal, but you need to make smaller goals.
Yes.
And when I train a powerlifter, somebody is like, okay, think about what's the goal? Okay, I want to squat 700 pounds. Well, think about it like Mount Everest. If you stand at the bottom of Mount Everest and go like this, I want to climb that. It looks like an impossible feat.
Oh, there's even a place up there called Dead Man's Peak.
Right.
And you can only climb Mount Everest at certain times of the year.
But if you go and then you train and then you go, okay, in this amount of time, we're going to get to base camp 1. And then you go to base camp 1 and don't look down. And then you get to base camp 1 and you say, okay, I'm going to get to base camp 2. If you get to there's certain amount of base camps that you go on the way up. If you stop in the middle and look back down, you're going, man, I've gone pretty far.
Yes.
I'm still not there, but it looks closer, but I've gone pretty far.
Yeah.
That's the problem on most people. They want it today. They want it tomorrow. They expect that I'm going to join the gym in January. By March, I'm going to have a pair of six-pack that I'm be.
Well, and that's the most New Year's resolutioners, and I say most because, people set their goals. People like setting goals in January. Right. Most New Year's resolutioners are people that have been on the couch since last New Year's.
Right.
And they remember last year I was going hard and I lost the weight and then I fell off. Mm-hmm. This year I'm not going to fall off.
Right.
So I think the resolution, this is something I think about. The resolution shouldn't be, I need to diet, I need to change. I need not to fall off. Like you said, I got to get up the mountain.
Again.
The goal should be not to fall off.
Mm-hmm.
The dieting and all that stuff will come into play because you have to rearrange your life when you make this resolution. So you are saying that I'm going to do something that's now going to change my schedule.
You need to build a habit.
Yes.
You need to build a habit. And that's why drinking is a habit. Smoking is a habit.
It takes 90 days to create a habit.
It's something that you do, keep doing and keep doing and keep doing. And that's what I don't understand. Most people are great. We're great at picking up negative habits.
Yes.
But go in a room and mention, for this week you're gonna eat this kind of chicken, and you go in a room and mention eating chicken and rice for a week straight. People look at you crazy. But go in a room and offer shots.
Or a bucket of KFC?
No, go in a room and offer shots of tequila. Everybody in the mom raises their hand, and it's okay. Go in a room and tell somebody about eating clean for 2 weeks, and they'll look at why.
Man, do you remember?
And all these well, my mom said that's not healthy for you.
You beat me before I can say it. How many people will tell you in a minute? If you eat that much protein, it's bad for your kidneys.
It's not good for you.
Yeah. If you do this, it's like, bro, you got a cheeseburger in your head. It's not even.
You're telling me this while you're having a cheat, or while you're sitting at a bar telling me this with a drink in your hand and a cigarette in the other.
And that's not a healthy lifestyle. So you look at, and we'll take it beyond habits. People don't realize that foods are addictions. They're addictions. We went into the episode a couple of weeks ago about McDonald's and all the different things they put in their foods. People put things in their foods to keep you addicted. Okay. Like you look at the Americans' ingredients compared to the other countries' ingredients. A lot of that is for addiction.
Right.
Because you become addicted to something that's in there. So you're not only trying to create a habit, you're trying to break an addiction. Exactly. And literally, like you said, when you fall back to like alcohol, they have like a group setting where people come together. They have a group like, hey, this is day number 1. I got a coin.
Yes.
Hey, I'm back to day number 1 again. What happened yesterday? See, what had happened was the game came on. Right. So you just, when you set your goals, you just got to realize you're breaking habits. You're breaking addictions. You're trying to step away from something that's held you back.
There has to be
a different mindset,
realistic commitment, and the ability to step back and say, okay, what I'm doing to this point isn't working.
Yes.
And I have to get out of this mindset that it's not working, and I have to do something. I have to do something different to change.
Yes.
Can't. Again, would Einstein say the definition of insanity is doing the same thing,
repeating it over and over and over? Yes.
And expecting a different outcome.
Yes.
It's not going to happen.
But so you look at, like I said, you set things up. And you should have. When I first started coaching and training, I used to tell people make vision boards. And it's good to have a vision board, have an ideal of where you want to go.
Right.
And realistic ideals, all the way up to like, oh my God, this is the dream.
Right.
Vicky was a real good one. When I trained Vicky, she had purses, and when she got to a goal, she would buy herself a designer purse.
Yeah.
So it's good to have yourself set up with smaller, reachable goals.
Right.
And that way the big picture isn't so far away, because not everybody's mind is set up for 90 days strong.
No, there's nothing wrong with setting shorter accomplishments to show yourself that you're progressing.
Easily attainable.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That way it sets somewhat of a reward system to get those endorphins going, to get a positive connotation to the ability to get that goal. Get that goal, man. That felt good. I wonder if I can go another 30 days with this. All right.
Cut out dark sodas.
Exactly.
Cut out processed sugars. Just smaller things rather than, like you said, we've done the fish and broccoli.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to do that all the time. Nobody wants to.
That's terrible.
And you're talking about being in a competitive state of mind where there's somebody out there that's doing fish and broccoli that's going to kick my butt, so I have to stay on it. Now, just being a person just doing it to like, hey, I saw that kid over there, that guy over there at the gym, that girl over there at the gym, she looks incredible, and she told me she gets up and she has 2 shakes, fish and broccoli, and eat some horseradish by the end of the day, and that's her meal plan. It's
horrible.
Yes, there's some point you're going to. We have in bodybuilding, you do it for 90 days, and the first thing that happens when you get done is you get fat.
Yep.
Because you go out and you want to eat everything under the sun because it's addictive.
Of course.
So
as soon as the episode starts, I get the coughing fit.
It's okay. Yeah, you have to forgive Ed. He's got the heavy COVID.
Yeah.
1537. Whatever the new bird flu going around.
It's going away.
Making my eggs go up to like $900.
Exactly.
Hey, speaking of eggs, if you guys buying eggs, Ed I'm not going to tell you till next week, because Ed still haven't bought my. I'm going to get my eggs.
Yeah.
Next week I'll tell you where eggs are cheap at. Next week.
Oh, yeah.
But you look up and you got people that are. You shouldn't think of it as a diet.
No.
You should think of it as a lifestyle change. Like, I want to learn to eat healthier meals, but the emphasis is on the word meals.
And the thing is, the whole diet thing has such a negative connotation.
Yes, because you think you have to die.
Something I have to do. Something I have to. But if you change it on a daily basis, it's like, okay, what am I doing to this point? Will I eat like crap, garbage, or I don't eat?
Yes.
It's like, let's get some consistency first and some control over it. You know, and then you start eliminating things that aren't good for you. Just start with that.
Simple.
Well,
I wouldn't even say worry about eliminating things. When you cook your meal yourself, you control what goes in it.
Exactly.
You control the ingredients. You control whether it's fresh or you got it out of a bag or a can. So you control the preservative. You control the poison that you're putting in your body. And, you know, there's nothing wrong with mixed vegetables. You know, there's nothing wrong with cauliflower, carrots, and all these things, blueberries, strawberries. There's nothing wrong with having that in your life because it's healthy. You find out that they all have something in them for the body to process.
Right.
Don't go out and just, you know, because the first thing we do as human beings, we eat way too little.
We don't eat enough.
The moment you as a human being makes a diet, you're killing yourself.
Right.
You hear people, I skipped breakfast, or I had a protein shake for breakfast, and I had a protein shake for lunch, and then I had a lettuce wrap for dinner.
My favorite ones, I ate 3 ounces of protein, half a cup of rice, and like 3 sprigs of broccoli. Like,
you're not going to make it on that.
Brother, you're 260 pounds. What the hell are you doing?
Yes, you're not going to make it on that. Or, you know, I had a protein bar. Oh, my nephew asked me about those stupid cookies the other day. He's like, Papu, get me a box of those cookies. And I go, why?
Right.
He goes, I go, no. I said, I'd rather for you to eat Oreos than those wannabe protein cookies. Because what most people don't understand is, let's get on my box stool real quick, Ed. Most of the products out there are processed, refined wheat or vegan protein, and it's not a good protein. The whole purpose of wanting to eat your food is it creates a metabolism. So when you drink it or you have processed bars or cookies, which, man, the cookies are horrible.
Yeah.
You have these things. You're cutting off the metabolism because your body doesn't need to digest. And the reason you see these people that you read Princess Bikini that's doing these 3 shakes a day with 2 meals, the reason Princess Bikini is getting ripped and shredded because she's doing drugs.
Exactly.
She can lie to you all she wants.
Exactly.
She's doing drugs because the body will eat. You live like that, the body will eat more muscle than it eats fat.
Right.
So there's drugs involved.
People ask me at those protein cookies, I would get a real cookie and have a protein drink.
Yes.
It's a lot healthier.
I sent that to my nephew, and I go, hey, you're better off over here getting your protein shake.
Not even protein drink, a glass of chocolate milk.
Yes. It's complete. All the vitamins are in there. And then 2 cookies, and you're still coming in less calories. You're still coming in less calories than that 500-calorie cookie.
Right.
I remember when I was eating those one summer trying to get my abs, and I couldn't figure out what was going on. And on a humbug, I saw the YouTube video, and I looked and I went, oh, it's not 200. I got to look at the other side of the label. I saw what I wanted to see. Right. And then you tell yourself that you're getting 12 to 16 grams of protein, and then you find out it's a pea protein with a rice protein and a wheat protein. What kind of protein is that?
No.
You're doing three inferior versions of protein, and then by the time it's processed and gets to you, it's not 12, it's like 4.
Right.
And so it's you want to chew and eat your food. Chewing and eat your food creates a metabolism. What's right? What is she saying right there, Ed? I can't see.
I can't see.
What is Matt saying? Yeah, the Cowboys suck, Matt, just so you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. No, but there's a better deal than that. I'm not going to tell you till later. I got to make sure I get my box. After I get my box, I'll tell you where you get a bunch, a lot cheaper. But yeah, so you want to make sure you eat your food because eating your food allows your body to create some metabolism. Most people don't realize that all your metabolism is the acceleration of your heart. So when your heart accelerates, when you eat, your heart rate has to go up. And I'll tell you another thing I think people make a mistake on. Your body can't differentiate the difference between 1 hour on the Stairmaster and an hour total of cardio. I love Stan Efferdin's 10-minute walks after every meal.
After a meal.
Yeah, I love that thing, and not everybody can do it. But the last time I had a rock solid chiseled 6-pack, I was getting on the spin bike after every meal, and I was doing my hour a day, but it was just in 10-minute increments.
Right.
So you don't have to get up on the Stairmaster. I mean, this is what a lot of programmings out there are based on.
Steady state cardio.
Mr. Olympia cardio, and Mr. Olympia, once again, he's on drugs.
Right.
So, like, I remember laughing, going,
and he's a 1% gifted athlete.
Bingo. And I remember laughing, trying to figure out, can I have a Stairmaster, like, right next to the bed? Like, how did I get up in the morning and do that? And one day, I was sitting around the house, and I took some pre-workout, and it caught in, and I got on the Stairmaster, and I went, oh, I did drugs.
Yeah.
I would take a fat burner, go back to sleep, and somewhere along the line, it would slap me in the back of my neck, and that hour was easy.
Right.
But trying to do it cold turkey,
yeah.
So, like I said, the body really can't differentiate. Yeah.
Right.
Steady versus.
And that's the beauty of doing that, or at least I like that Stan Efferding's theory about that is 3 times a day or after every meal. Immediately after the meal, you get on, go for a 10-minute walk, do 10 minutes of whatever, 10 minutes of movement.
Jumping jacks, skipping.
Right. Walk for 10 minutes. He suggests the walk starting with the walk, but.
Even if you march in place.
For 10 minutes, you add it, let's say 4 times a day, that's 40 minutes of cardio.
Especially if you just got off the couch.
Number one. And number two, doing that, it promotes blood flow and it helps you digest the food quicker.
Goes right back to that metabolism.
So.
And another thing I like to tell people, if you're not hungry, that means your metabolism is dead.
Right.
Because you should be, it's like a car. A car's gas light's going to turn on. Your hunger is your gas light turning on.
Right.
If your gas light's not turning on, you're not expelling any energy, and you're actually not doing any movement.
Right.
I'm going to touch on real quick semaglutide because it's such a big popular thing.
Right.
Semaglutide is great when you microdose it. A lot of the problems come in because they're taking the whole insulin syringe. And
that's and I mean. There's still a learning process about it.
Well, they're still learning.
How to use it. So there's a proper way to use. I think it does. At the moment, I think it does have some application. I've seen the good and the bad, and I have family members right now. I have friends that are on. Mm-hmm. There is out of all the people that I've seen. At least fitness-wise, not just sedentary people. I know one person, and she comes to the gym, but she was also a powerlifter, and she trains hard, and she works out, and it seems to. And she is also, and hopefully I don't know if she even watches it, but she is also a diabetic. So
it helps out.
To her, it helps out with all. And I'm not even going to go in depth. I'm not. 100% sure how it works. I have an idea, but I know I've just seen her physique is changing, and it's I think it's part of her genetics also. And most people, it does start to eat away at your muscle.
Well, and the reason it
eats at your total body mass.
Well, one of the biggest reasons it eats your muscle is most people take it in their sedative.
Right.
They're not moving. They're not active.
They're sedentary.
Sedentary. There's I'm going blank. Linda Lynda. I think it's more. She got a great podcast. I got put onto it, and she's one in the. Because when you first hear about it, you always hear about the muscle wasting.
Right.
And the reason the microdosing is better than the giant dose is because the giant dose causes all the stomach problems. Right. But going back to the muscle wasting, if you're not doing anything to keep your muscle, your body doesn't need muscle. So that's the first thing it's going to eat. It's an easier digestion than the body fat. So your body will eat that. So the whole purpose is when you get on the semaglutide.
More sugars in the muscle than there are in fat. In fat is the longer.
It's your savings account.
Yeah, it's your savings account. That's for a rainy day.
Yes. Yeah. So your body, and so if you're not moving, your body doesn't need to keep the muscle. So when you're taking a semaglutide, you should be doing some sort of strength training, not just simple Pilates and stuff like that. And I'm not knocking it, but you should be doing something that requires
some resistance training.
Something that requires the muscle to actually have to strain a little bit.
And again, people, when we say resistance trainings, we're not telling you to go pick up weights. It could be push-ups. It could be body weight stuff. something that makes you strain to use your muscles.
Yes.
People always, and especially with somebody like us says resistance training, people go, well, I don't want to power lift. I don't want to bodybuild. Nobody's telling you to do that. Resistance training, it encapsulates a whole myriad of movements that you can do without weights.
Yes. But you just have to do something to convince your body that it needs the muscle.
It needs to load.
Because if it doesn't need the muscle, it's going to eat it.
Exactly.
There's a couple other things I would tell you guys to look into. A peptide called AOD. AOD works great with it. BPC is, if you notice that it's freezing your stomach, BPC will unlock the stomach. So there's other things out there. I don't want to go into a long episode on all that. But that's just because that's the new craze. And a lot of people that are going to do their New Year's resolutions, they're going to get on semaglutide. So I want to touch on it really, really quick. If you have more questions about semaglutide, let us know. We can go into it. But I would tell you to look up Linda, Lynda Moore. Let me double check right here. Ed, if you want to talk for a hot second, why?
Yes, I mean, if I think we got enough. We deviated a little bit off from the topic, but
I'm sorry, it's Tina Moore.
Tina Moore.
Tina Moore. Tyna Moore. Yeah, keep going. Ed.
But like I said, it shouldn't be the whole goal. It should be part of the goal, and there should be some behavioral changes. The problem, like with things like that, or a bariatric surgery, all the things is that you need to address the behaviors that got you there, and you need to modify them so that you don't go back there.
I remember sitting in the house, and I want to bring up people because I don't want people to figure out who I'm talking about, but watching somebody that I knew that got bariatric surgery, and coming in and seeing still AM/PM chili cheese fries, and I just like, you can't keep eating like this. You need to change.
Right. And
watching them just lose the weight, but it's going to be a mean thing I'm going to say, and I don't mean it in a mean way. It's just kind of a way an eye opener. They look like toothpaste.
Right.
Because they sucked in, but there was no shape to it.
Right.
And then immediately, because you can only tighten the belly up so much, it's going to stretch back out.
Right.
You can only wear that band for so long before you worry about malnutrition, teeth falling out, hair falling out, and all that other things. So you have to, it's going to reverse, and if you don't change your
behaviors, your habits, they have to change. Behaviors, your habits. Again, if you don't change that, that's what you need to address. And I think in essence, that's what we're trying to say. A New Year's resolution. First of all, it doesn't have to be a New Year's. It doesn't have to be a New Year's resolution.
I can still eat chili cheese fries.
It could be on a Sunday, and I could start. It could be, people always wait, where are you going to start? I'm going to start the next Monday, or it is. What about the day? It doesn't have to be a New Year's resolution. And you can start any time, and you just start by changing a behavior.
Yes. Well, like I'm saying, you can still eat chili cheese fries.
Right.
But not chili cheese fries from AM/PM. You go get you if you cook your chili cheese fries,
they're a lot healthier.
You've got your pot beans that you made yourself.
Right.
You've added your own seasoning. Right. You know if you put sugar not in there, that's between you and God and the lie that you're going to tell yourself on your diet.
Right.
And you're using real cheese.
Exactly.
And so now it's kind of like when you see people go to Italy or France and they come back and they go, I lost 15 pounds, but I ate like a pig.
Right.
It's because their bread products aren't poison like our bread products. So they actually lose weight. So it's not, when you make it yourself, you can control how it is. And that's what it falls back to the dieting part. People think they got to eat the fish and the broccoli.
Right.
You can eat chili beans. You can eat chili cheese fries. You make your own fries. You cut them up, bake them in the oven, chili cheese fries. You bake them in the oven. You make your own chili. You make your own cheese. And bing, you've got chili cheese fries.
Right.
You're getting something that you like. And if, you can go to the butcher and get a beef hot dog.
Right.
Like, that butcher ground up some beef and he twisted it and it's a real beef hot dog. You're controlling what you're putting in your body. And if you control what you put in your body, you'll notice some changes. And from there, you can start going, what if I cut back a little? And rather than cut back a little, what if I increase my activity? Because now you're giving yourself good gasoline, and now your body's not mad at you when you ask for more activity.
And it starts becoming, at least if you care about yourself, it starts becoming a little addicting or like a game. It's like, well, hold on a second. When I eat this kind of beef, I didn't feel it, but I eat this type of beef or this type of. When I eat this pork and I eat this beef, the beef made me feel good, made me feel better. Let me change this dish and put beef in it. Or let me do this, and I know that this food I can't eat at this time, or that, you start learning things about your own body, and that's the biggest change. Changing your behaviors and paying attention to what you eat should be the smallest increments, in changing in small increments. Again, when I start my clients, I just let me start with your hydration. Tell me that you're drinking this amount of water a day. Depending on how big or how small they are, well, let's say, okay, big guy, okay, dude, let's start drinking a gallon a day. Keep track of your water. Tell me that you don't have to carry a gallon, just make sure that throughout the day you drink a gallon of water. Okay, we're good. You start getting comfortable with that. Okay, now let's eliminate processed sugar. And that's a really hard one because it's everywhere.
Yes.
Okay, and then it might take a couple months, but in the process of just taking those two things out, dude, I've lost 15 pounds. Exactly.
I feel great.
I feel great.
I don't have these headaches anymore.
I'm getting better sleep.
I don't fall asleep in the middle of the day.
Right.
Because I'm not chasing energy with a Monster and a sugar snack. Because I'm chasing energy.
I'm going to get coffee, and now instead of getting a frappo, whatever this, that, and that, I'm just getting black coffee with cream.
Yes.
And it's like, well, it's pick me up, but I don't have, and it's not the caffeine, it's the
sugar.
People are thinking, oh, it's the caffeine. No, it's the sugar, because you're drinking sugar with a little bit of caffeine in it.
If they really saw the breakdown of their rainbow mocha latte, you'd be like,
here's your bag of sugar with your shot of espresso.
Well, I remember eating acai berry bowls. Right. I was eating those left and right because I was, it's healthy. It's made from the acai berry. Right. And then on a humbug, I went down the rabbit hole and I found out that a large acai berry bowl literally had as much sugar as half a 2 liter of Coke. And I was like, well, that's the end of that.
Exactly.
Because, I'd get it with the bananas, the chocolate chips, the strawberries. You put the honey because it's healthy sugar.
It's just candy bar for meatheads.
It's just, bingo. It's one giant sugar rush.
It's a candy bar.
I'm glad I would eat it after the gym.
Right. Exactly.
So, I'm not, because that right there, we always talk about certain foods that's going to make you take a nap. You see those food like Mama's Home Cooking, you look at that and go, oh, I'm taking a nap.
Exactly.
And once again, Mama's Home Cooking, if you're eating healthy all the time and you change your lifestyle, and let's not use the word healthy, you're eating smarter.
Right.
You're eating smarter, you're controlling what you eat. Instead of going to, I hate to keep picking on McDonald's, but it's
fast food, any fast food.
You're driving over to a restaurant like, I love Sancho's. I'm driving over to Sancho's and I'm getting something that's actually fresh chicken, fresh steak. They're cutting it down. They're cooking it in front of you. It's not hitting a deep fryer.
Right.
That's the main thing, is you don't want something that's been deep fried.
Right.
Because the deep frying is going to automatically steal the nutrition. It's going to put in the fat, which is going to put in the sugars. And Alzheimer's has been shown to just be a higher level of diabetes. So these health problems that you run into later in life, a lot of it are associated to the foods we're eating younger.
Exactly.
And it's just, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, so let's go back and now let's go into working out. So you go in the gym. A lot of guys go in there and they remember their golden eras. I'm going to go lift like I did in my golden era. I'm going to lay down, I'm going to go in this gym, and I'm going to be in here for 2 hours. If you haven't been in the gym in 5 years and you're going to try to do a 2-hour session, you're not coming back for a month because you're wrecked.
No.
So you have to just be, just 30 minutes a day. If you haven't done anything in the last 5 years,
it's pretty good.
It's good. You're going to be sore. It's going to hurt. You want to cause some sort of trauma to your body, and trauma's not the word I'm looking for. What's the word I'm looking for? Stimuli. You want to cause some sort of stimulus to your body. You want your body to feel something to make it want to change.
Right.
So, and that's the whole goal, is to do something that makes your body want to change. So 30 minutes today, 30 minutes on Wednesday, 30 minutes on Friday.
Right.
And it's just changing up. Tuesdays and Thursdays, you can, I don't have an opportunity to do my cardio. Do your cardio on Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Right.
Take the dog for a walk on Saturdays.
Right.
People overestimate that. Take the dog for a walk on Saturdays. When you sit down and have your, everybody talks about their cheat meal. You hear it all the time. When you sit down to have your cheat meal, go for a walk.
Right.
Just get done. If you have a cheat meal by the Riverwalk, they got a nice little bike trail right there. Get done, go for a little 5-minute walk one way, 5-minute walk one other way, and get in your car. Because most of the time when you have a cheat meal, you want to go home and take a nap.
Right.
Fall asleep in the theater like Pocky used to and snore.
Exactly.
Snore louder than the surround sounds.
Again, that 10-minute walk, gets the blood flowing, gets your digestion going, and you don't get gets rid of that insulin spike quicker too.
Yes.
So.
Yes, and if you guys aren't familiar, the insulin spike is just when you have this huge rush of sugar. And when you have the huge rush of sugar, the body doesn't know what to do with it, and it's just going to automatically turn into fat. Just going to go that direction. That's why your savings account is so big, and the body. God, I sit here. I don't want to get too technical,
right?
But just remember, the brain runs on sugar. 9 times out of 10, this is how most people work. They work in this position right here. You're sitting, you're not moving. So if you're sitting and you're not moving, the brain is the one doing all the work, not the body.
Right.
So you have to the brain's going to keep telling you, give me sugar, give me sugar, give me sugar, give me sugar.
Right.
You're going to go look for it. Oh, and if you find something that says, this is my favorite black magic. If you find a snack that says it has 0 net carbs, the beautiful word is net carbs. It'll have 32 grams of sugar carbs and 32 grams of carbs. And somewhere along the line, Harry Potter said that if you have an equal amount of sugar carbs and an equal amount of carbs, they cancel each other out and they make a big fat 0.
That's incorrect.
That's still 64 grams of carbs you're putting in your body.
64 grams.
I remember the first time I had a net 0. I was getting ready for my first show, and my mom had all these protein bars. She said, "Oh, Steve, have a protein bar. There's no carbs, there's no sugar." And I was like, all right, cool. And I got about 4, they were little bitty ones. So I popped them like Tic Tacs, about 4 deep, and that feeling comes over you. And I went, these taste way
too good to be, yes.
And I got to read, and I was like, mother shit. And she's like, no, the sugar. I said, no, sugar. Yep. Sugar does not cancel sugar.
No.
0 net grams. So when you see the word net carbs, there's carbs in there.
It's a marketing word.
They're doing some voodoo black magic of telling you that they cancel each other out.
No.
And if man, get yourself a cookbook. I just can't emphasize enough. If you cook it, you can control it. There's so many. Allison Dahl. Allison Dahl is the one who really put me on point on good meals. Good cheat meals, good healthy cheat meals, amino acid gummies,
right?
Amino acid crushed ice. So you get a crushed ice and you pour your aminos on top of it, and you have your flavor. And so now you're eating your crushed ice, and you're not eating sugar crushed ice. You're actually eating with your aminos, and it's actually good for you, and it tastes good. I mean, there's a million different things out there. Oh my goodness, what's the young man's name? I'm going blank on the young man, but his mom used to make protein cheesecakes and sell them. You remember, what was she called, Pump and Pastry a couple years ago?
Yes.
You could make protein cheesecakes. Delicious. And so you don't have to make sacrifices to where you don't eat, is all we're trying to get at. Healthy pasta. You can go get some healthy pasta. You can make your own tomato sauce, your own spaghetti sauce. You can make your own food. You don't have to kill yourself in order to lose the weight.
Yep.
So,
small goals. Small goals to lead to bigger goals. Real food. If it doesn't, and it sounds corny, if it doesn't have a mother, doesn't come from the ground, it doesn't belong in your body.
Yep.
Plenty of hydration.
Yes.
I mean water, not Gatorade, that's sugar. Plenty of water. Simple, small goals like that, you'll start progressing.
And we'll fall back on the water real quick, Ed. Most people don't drink enough water, and the reason Ed brings up water repeatedly, 90% of your body is actual water. So when you run into organ failure and things like that, it's simply because you're not giving enough water to your body. Your kidneys have to flush everything out. How do they flush it out? They flush it out with water. It goes through your urination. So if you're not getting enough water, you're not actually getting a chance for your kidneys to work properly.
Exactly.
So our producer's giving us the lovely flash to let us know our
we rambled on.
Okay. I got you. And we're going to miss you, brother. We're losing our producer tonight. He's moving on to Huntington Beach. You know what he told me? He said he's going to L.A. And then he goes, yeah, Huntington Beach. I said, oh, don't tell nobody in Huntington Beach that you live in HB. You do not live in L.A.
Yeah.
So a whole different class of people.
Yeah. All right.
So thank you very much for tuning in with us at Muscle Matters. We will be back next week. We're going to get back onto this weekly thing. So thank you very much. Ed, any parting words you want to tell these people?
No. Happy New Year, and I hope everybody sticks with their goals.
We love you. God bless.